Welcome, everybody, to the Thursday night conference call with Basic Reset. This is a call that we do every Thursday night. Well, we missed last Thursday. No, well, whatever. I think it was last Thursday night that we missed, or the one before that. No, it's the one before that due to some unforeseen circumstances. But generally, you can pretty much count on that we're going to be here. And we're glad that you're here. We're glad that you took some time this evening to join us on this call. This is going to be a fabulous call, folks, because we're going to talk about our two top products with our company. There's been some confusion maybe a little bit where people don't quite understand exactly what they do and how they do it and why you should be doing it or the way you should be doing it. So we're going to be talking about that. But we're also going to be covering the winners of the Vibrant 60-Day Challenge. We're going to be announcing those tonight and their prizes. And we have, a whole bunch of stuff we're going to go over for you. But the first thing I want to do is say, hey, look, I want to take the time to welcome everybody that's on this call, that's a guest on this call. I say this every time, but I say it because it's important. You're here because somebody thought enough of you that they wanted you to know about and experience in your life what they are experiencing in their life with this company called Basic Reset. They wanted you to know exactly how you could change or have the potential to change the health that you're experiencing. Maybe you're in great health and you're saying, wow, I really feel good, but you realize that maybe there are some nutrients that your body's not getting on a daily basis and you really need to get them. And maybe you're here because somebody said to you, do you know that there's an opportunity involved with this company that will allow you to be able to make some extra money for your family? Now, oftentimes you don't hear us talk about our opportunity per se necessarily, although that's part of these calls. But, there's a lot of people that are with our company, folks, and this is what makes us so uniquely different than anybody else out there, because we're kind of doing things they said couldn't be done. But you see, our company is able to allow you the availability of having a business without having to come up with out-of-pocket Hip National Bank money. We allow you to join our company without having to spend a dime to pay some kind of a fee or without having to buy some kind of a kit that most of the time ends up in a closet or sometimes even in the round file because it's really just a bunch of papers and stuff that you really don't know because it's all on the Internet. And we don't require that. And then our company also does something that's very unique. We don't have this requirement where you have to order product every month in order to receive commissions or in order to be active as an affiliate with our company. We don't require that. You see, people buy our products because they want to buy our products, not because they have to buy our products. That's why you don't find our products sitting in what you would call the proverbial garage qualification program. When people buy our products, they use them and consume them and run out of them, and they have to order them again. And sometimes that happens many times a month because they start sharing the products with other people because they notice something different. And you see, we have all of that available for people. And we make it so that we can help you get a few extra dollars to a lot of extra dollars. It all depends upon you. There is no guarantee, of course. It's all depending upon how much effort and time you put into your business. But we have that money available for you if you just simply want to do a few things like share the product with some people. And in fact, do you know that if you'll share the product with 3 people, you've earned enough commission with our company to pay for your own product? That's why we say on our website, if you will get 3, yours is free. It's because you've earned the money to pay for your own product. It never comes out of your own pocket. And so we've got a wonderful program. So if you're here because of that, well, you're in for a treat also. And besides that, now what you don't hear tonight, I just want to give you a little heads up. What you don't hear about tonight, and there's going to be a lot of stuff you don't hear about tonight because we can't cover everything on this call. But what you don't hear about tonight, you can go to the individual that asked you to be here and say, hey, look, I want to know more about what that Randy guy and what that other fellow by the name of Fred Kaufman were talking about tonight. I want to know a little bit about that. I want to know more about these particular products that they were visiting about and they were sharing on. And if you're here because of those 2 reasons, you're in the right place at the right time in your life. We believe we have the answer for people all over the country, in fact, all over the world, because eventually we'll be all over the world. But we believe we have the right answer for people that are saying, I just don't know what to do. I just don't know what I'm going to do next. I'm working at my job. I'm making money, and somewhere between the 15th and the 20th of the month, the money starts to run out, and there's still half the month or a third of the month left. I don't know what we're going to do. Or we've got a kid that's getting ready to go to college, and yeah, he can get a school loan, but he needs some help. I wish I could help him, but I can't. Or I've got somebody that's not feeling well. I just know that if they could get some of these nutrients in their system, I would at least provide the potential for them to change their life. If you're in that position, I guarantee you're in the right place at the right time. So if you're a guest here, and if you're not a guest, but you're one of the regular people that call in, well, you know why you're here. You're here because you're part of this organization. You want to share everything that you can with other people, and you know that the answer is right here at Basic Reset. And so we're glad to have you all, not only guests, but everybody else that's here. So with that, my name is Randy Steen. I'm the host on this call, and we're going to have a special guest on this call tonight. And I know that you guys know him. I mentioned his name just a minute ago, Mr. Fred Kaufman. Now, Fred is the guy that owns this company. Fred is the guy that brought Aqualyte to the United States of America, the very first person to ever bring it here. In fact, the Aqualyte product that we market is unlike any other coral calcium product that you'll find in this country. And there's a reason for that. He's also the guy that invented this formula that we have called Ionite, which is so literally such an amazing product that there's hardly enough that could ever be said about it. Plus, we have a whole bunch of other products that Fred has made available to his customers. Now, before I introduce him, I want to tell you a little bit how and why this who is this company called Basic Reset? Well, Basic Reset is actually the culmination of years of trying to figure out a really good way to get that product that Fred has, these products, into the hands of as many people as he could. You see, when he first brought these products over to this country, they actually did market them through network marketing companies, but unfortunately, some of those companies just didn't do things the right way, and guess what happened? Even though they were selling lots of product, they mismanaged and they went out of business. So he'd go to another company, and unfortunately, something like that would happen again. So then he said, well, that's enough of that garbage. And he started to market the product directly from himself to the consumer. And they formed a company in 2002 called Biogenics, which is our parent company. And they marketed our products via the Internet and advertising in different ways and stuff like that, and they just marketed directly to the consumer. Well, some of those consumers were using the product and getting results, and they told their friends about it, and the friends said, well, I'd like some. So they went to Fred and said, hey, buddy, got a question to ask you. If I were to bring somebody to this company, as a matter of fact, I have referred somebody to this company already, and they're buying the products, is there some way that you can give us a little finder's fee or something, a little commission or some credit towards product or whatever? And Fred said, sure. So he put together a little program where these people get referrals. Well, now, the unfortunate thing about that was it only paid to that one individual. Well, then pretty soon they had people below them that were coming and saying, well, gee, I've referred some people. Can I get paid? So Fred and Kim, actually 2 years ago last January, decided to launch something that we have today called Basic Reset, in which they could provide a way in which people could refer others who referred others who referred others and end up making some commission dollars for their time. The first year was kind of a formative year. They were kind of putting things together. A few people joined the company and stuff like that, but they were just kind of really getting the back office and the websites and everything up and running. And the second year hit, and about March of 2015, things started to kind of lift off the launching pad. And more people started joining, and then in June or July, things started to lift off even more, and this company we're now in May of 2016, and so things are rocking and rolling, let me tell you. There's some things that I wished I could share with you that would blow your mind as to just that are absolutely astounding, and you'll hear about those in the future. But I got to just tell you that we are on the path for greatness, folks, because of things that we do. Number one, we have products that actually work. Number two, we have a marketing plan that actually pays without you having to make the company money, and if you don't make a qualification, you still get paid. See, nobody else is doing that out there. And number three, we have a zero-risk program. You have no money invested here, so you have zero risk. Even if you buy our products, we have a way that if for some reason you don't like them, there is the availability of getting your money back from the company on the products. But here's what's really interesting about that. We have very few people that do that. And again, that falls back to the first reason, because our products actually work. So nobody has anything at risk here. And that's an astounding thing. So tonight, though, I asked Fred to be on the call because I've been getting some questions from people. The top two products that our company sells are the first two products that our company really came out with. And that was Aqualyte, which is the very first product that Fred brought to this country from Okinawa, Japan, and Ionite. And a lot of people look at these two products and they say, well, gee, Aqualyte is all of the minerals, and Ionite has those minerals in it too, plus it has these things called organic plant complexes, and why would I have to buy them both? If Ionite has everything in it, why can't I just buy that and use that? And people get confused. And so I thought, well, listen, let's just end this confusion tonight so that you understand exactly why. See, these two products were designed to work hand in hand, folks. Now, Fred will be the first to tell you that if you are so broke that you don't have enough money that you can only buy one product, he'd probably suggest that you buy the Ionite if it's the only one you could buy. But they're designed to work together. And so I've gotten to know Fred since June or July of last year. We've become real close friends. Even though we've never met personally, I feel like I've known him for many, 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 many years. We talk on a daily basis, sometimes many times a day. And he is, and I'm just going to tell you, from my 41 years experience in this industry of network marketing, and I have met a lot of company owners. I have met a lot of, I guess what they sometimes call big shots in the business, so to speak. But I've never met one before that had the actual true hope and desire and wishes of the people so much up front as I have with this man called Fred Kaufman. Fred cares and believes about people. And I'm telling you from the bottom of my heart that honestly, I've been on the phone when nobody else heard but Fred and I. And he'll actually tell you that sometimes when he said that there's things that they really would like to do, and I said, well, I don't know, should we really do that? Because I was thinking of maybe from the company and more, and he said, look, you need to understand something, Randy. We're in business to make a profit, but we're in business to make sure that people get our products. That's what this is all about. That's how this mission started. So I'd like to introduce this guy called Fred Kaufman, a friend of mine. I'm sure he'll be a friend of mine until, in fact, I call this my death company. I'll be here until either it goes belly up or I go belly up. One of the two. I keep telling that to people, and it's probably going to be me first. But at any rate, Fred is on the call. I'm going to let him tell you why you should be using both these products, not just one. Fred, my buddy, you got the floor.
Hey, thank you, Randy. Great introduction. I'll put your check in the mail tomorrow. So, welcome everyone to the call. In case you don't know it, Kim is in the background and she hears what I'm saying, so I'm always being monitored to make sure I tell you things straight up. But no, we really are a company that was started to help people. There are, as Randy said, a lot of things that we tried to do to be able to get our products to the most people at the best price and in the most effective way. There are a lot of different ways, with the internet to market products. But because there's such a huge story behind our products, the main products, Aqualyte and Ionite, you really can't put what we have to offer in a brochure or on a label or any way that you would want to sell it in a store. Even if we did a 30-second commercial to tell you, go in the store and buy Aqualite, it's not really going to tell you the whole story. So we tried network marketing, as Randy said, and because of the feeling that we were on a roller coaster, we realized that if we were going to do this, we were going to have to do it ourselves if we wanted to be right. The first thing, as Randy said, we just didn't think it was fair that the average person couldn't even make it in network marketing, make it even enough to get their products for free. That was our very first goal. How can we get these products in people's hands for free? And Randy already touched on that. So that should tell you something about us. Kim and I really, really, really want to help people. And many advisors in network marketing have told us, you'll never make it. You can't make it because you're not going to make the big bucks that the other companies make with their huge markups and this complicated compensation plan with all the hurdles that keeps money on the table for the company. If you're going to pay out 35%, you just can't make it if you do that on the first level. And if you don't have an auto ship, you just can't make it. If you don't have requirements for people to have certain volume in dollar amounts in volume for people to get their check, you're not going to make it. Well, guess what? We have made it. And they said, you're never going to attract the heavy hitters, the full-time recruiters. Well, guess what? We are attracting them. We've actually got 5 people in our company that formerly owned network marketing companies. Imagine that. Well, I'm not going to keep beating the drum about our company. I just want you to know that we really are the real deal. If you came to Nashville to visit us, and I hope someday all of you can, in the very, I'll say the not too distant future, we're going to plan a meeting here so people can actually come in and meet us. We hope that you'll realize once you meet us that we're just regular people, just like you. There's nothing really special about us except that this is our mission, and we're very focused on our mission of helping people. That's the only thing different. And we were blessed with having the Aqualite put in our hands, and then the Ionite, and then these other products that we have, including this blockbuster, I'll call it, Vibrant. My goodness, it's the best energy drink in the whole marketplace. That is propelling our company, as now companies are looking at us and projecting we're going to be one of the big companies out there. And we're doing it with this Walmart mentality. If we focus our efforts on the customer, the rest of it will take care of itself. So I hope you realize that. That's probably the biggest thing that sets us apart from other companies, besides the fact that nobody else has the Vibrant. Nobody else, and a lot of companies have energy drinks. Nobody else has the Ionite, the Aqualite, the other products that we have are very unique to our company. And Randy asked a question, and I'm going to answer that question. The Aqualite is this little packet, for those of you who don't know, that you put in your water. And it transforms the water. It releases minerals, and those minerals actually start changing even the molecular structure of the water. And they change it in such a way that the water has now become more alkaline, which we are hearing more and more about, as is healthier to be more alkaline. Your body was designed to be alkaline. I was one of the pioneers, 30-some years ago, talking about being more alkaline. And then it makes antioxidant water. I'm sure by now you've heard of free radicals. Antioxidants neutralize free radicals, and a lot of medical scientists believe that free radicals are at the heart of a lot of our diseases. And then it also makes the water more permeable to the cell. Just think about that. You can drink water. Water's everywhere. But the problem is, what we don't realize is that not all water was created equal. And sometimes the water cannot penetrate the cell. I won't get into a big, long scientific explanation, but we think of water as H2O. But did you know that those H2O molecules want to cluster together? And they form a giant molecule that is too big to get into the cell. So only part of the water you're drinking most of the time is ever getting into the cell. With the Aqualyte added to the water, those molecules are broken up into the right size to be able to penetrate the cell more easily. Why would that be important? Well, first of all, obviously, it would hydrate the cell better. But secondly, it also allows the cell to take out the trash. In other words, the cells now have the pathway open that they can detoxify. They can get the garbage out, the things that they stored up because they didn't have any way of getting it out. And with the minerals, the toxins and garbage, if you will, the trash, can be ushered out of the body safely. That's a very important thing. And that's why the only side effects we've ever had reported were symptoms of what you would consider detoxification. You see, your body stores up, or your cells store up, these toxins that it can't get rid of safely until you start to have problems. And then it's when you start drinking the Aqualyte water, the pathway is open for these toxins to come out, but they're coming out in mass because the cells can't wait to get rid of it. Sometimes that can cause you to have maybe a headache, but it's only temporary. Sometimes diarrhea, but it's only temporary. Sometimes we've had on very, very, very rare occasions, people say, I feel like I'm getting the flu. And it all started when I drank this water. But usually within a day, 2, 3 days, usually not any longer than that, everything starts changing to where now they report, I feel great. Ever since I started drinking this water, something happened. I feel great. Well, it's because of all of these properties of the Aqualyte and how it changes the water. And the water then actually becomes like a tonic. We never really think of water as having the capacity to help our bodies heal itself. But the thing is, water next to air is the most important thing you could possibly have access to. To be healthy, the water has to have minerals in it. Because as I've just stated, without the minerals in the water, and I'm not talking about just some calcium and magnesium, I'm talking about the full spectrum of minerals. When this full spectrum of minerals in their ionic form, the right size to be easily absorbed into the cells, changes the water. And that water then has the capacity to help your body to take out the trash, become fully hydrated. Do you know that there are doctors, one in particular, but there are others, who believe that just being dehydrated is at the core of most of the things that are wrong with us? Just being dehydrated. And again, water's everywhere, but it's not the right kind of water. It doesn't have the right molecular structure. It's not antioxidant. It's not alkaline. All of those things are put into place by simply adding this innocent-looking little sachet, miniature tea bag, whatever you want to call it, into the water that you were already drinking that probably wasn't doing you any good. Well, then we have Ionite, and that was an invention that my wife and I came up with back in August of 1996. We didn't know what it would do. So to find out, I stopped taking the Aqualyte and just drank water that had Ionite in it. And the first thing that happened was my digestion was completely restored. For probably 19 or 20 years, I had problems with digestion. And I was what you call a health nut. I had a very particular diet. I ate very healthy. I took handfuls of supplements, about 35 tablets and capsules every day. And I couldn't figure out why my digestion was so problematic until I started drinking the Ironite. I didn't even know it was going to happen. I had no idea that within 3 days I could eat whatever I wanted. This is one of the properties of the Ironite that sets it apart from the Aqualyte. It has a tendency to activate your body systems. It sets into motion some of the processes that may have slowed down or became ineffective, such as digestion. The reason it does that is because it has something called organic complexes. Now, again, without giving you a long scientific explanation, organic complexes are the building blocks. It's a liquid that contains the building blocks that the plant uses to manufacture the nutrients that are in the fruits and vegetables that we eat. And why is that important? Because we never really think of our bodies as being factories. Each one of your cells is a miniature factory. And just like the plant being a factory, it has to have raw materials. So as an example, you know a plant is a factory. How else could you explain a green plant producing a red tomato? Not only a red tomato, but a red tomato that has nutrients in it that sustain life. And it also has something else. It has seeds to make another tomato plant. So a plant is a factory. That's not even up for discussion. A plant is a factory. And these very same nutrients that the plant is producing that help us to have a healthy, sustainable life also come along with these organic complexes, these building blocks that our cells then can use to manufacture things. This is probably the most important thing that's missing from our diet. We talk a lot about vitamins in the field of health, but far, far more important than vitamins are things that only occur in trace amounts, very small amounts. But they only occur, these organic complexes only occur in our fruits and vegetables coming from the plants if and only if the plant was grown in mineral-rich soil. The Aqualyte doesn't have organic complexes. I hope you can understand how important this is. And I'll give you an example. The organic complexes help your body to go through a process called regeneration. And in fact, we have demonstrations of this that you can visibly see. There are pictures, if you go to the testimonial page on your personal website. If you're not a member yet, go to your friend who invited you to the call to their website. Click on the testimonial tab and scroll down. You'll see two pictures. This was the man who had a radiator blow up in his face. The doctors at the hospital said that his skin was destroyed to the point that there was nothing they could do except skin grafting, but they were going to have to wait. Well, he had the foresight, being a previous customer, to put the Ironite on his face. And a funny thing happened. It stopped the pain. And when his continued application of the Ironite produced very dramatic results within a week, he said to his wife, "Take my picture." Now, we wish we would have had a picture from the very beginning, but when you have a radiator blow up in your face, you don't tell your wife, bring the camera and take your picture. You say, "Take me to the hospital." But a week later, his wife took a picture, and then he continued to put the Ironite on his face, and within 2 weeks, the second picture shows you can't tell he was ever burned. How did that happen? It's because the cells were able to generate new cells, new skin cells. They had the capacity. They had the information stored in the DNA, how to make new cells. And when they have these organic complexes, they're stimulated to do exactly that. Now, you might be thinking, well, Fred, I don't have any burns. Do I still need the Ironite? Yes. because your cells are in a constant state of manufacturing. They're in a constant state of repair. They're in a constant state of detoxification. They're also in a constant state of manufacturing a replacement cell, to the point that usually within about 4 months, most of the cells in your body have been replaced by new cells. Within about a year, even your bone cells have been replaced. Imagine that. You have a birthday once a year, and somebody says happy birthday, and you think of yourself as being a year older. It's because the cells, when they manufactured a new cell, didn't have everything they needed, or you would be still the same age. See, there's no reason for your cells to age except that they replace themselves with a new cell. And the aging process is the inability of that old cell to produce a duplicate of itself. It produces something that's less, and that's what aging really is. The ionite has these building blocks, these organic complexes, that allow the cell to make another cell that's as good or better than what it was. That, I hope, gives you an idea of why the ionite is just as important as the aqualite, but they're different. Both of them have minerals. Both of them have a lot of things that your body needs in the form of these ionic minerals, but the ionite has something a little extra. But it doesn't change the water the way the aqualite does. We thought maybe the ionite could replace the aqualite, but it can't. The other thing, last but not least, as they say, there's something else as a bonus that the ionite has, and that's energy. Now, the aqualite has energy too, but the ionite has an extra little boost of energy, and this energy is similar to the energy of a magnet. We all know what a magnet is. It has energy. You can't see it. You can't feel it. But you can make a paper clip dance on a tabletop by just moving the magnet close to it. Not touching it, but just moving it close to it. So the energy is coming from the magnet and has an effect on things around it. Well, the magnet is based on a mineral carrying energy. Sometimes it's iron. Now they have new materials they've discovered that can be magnetized. But a magnet is a mineral that has energy. And all minerals are supposed to have energy, but they don't. The ones that we're getting from our plants are in very, very limited amounts because nobody's putting them in the soil, or at least most farmers aren't putting them back in the soil once the plant has extracted them from the soil. But those minerals pick up energy from the earth itself, which is a giant magnet. You probably already know that. That's why we have a North Pole and a South Pole. All magnets have a North Pole and a South Pole. And then when the plant picks up these minerals and circulates it back and forth through the plant into the leaves, it picks up another energy from the radiation of the sun. And now these minerals become supercharged. If anybody's ever heard of acupuncture and wanted to understand what it's all about, it's about energy. It's about this energy that your body has that you don't even think about on a day-to-day basis. But that energy flows back and forth through your body all day, every day, and this energy needs to be reinforced or even replenished on a daily basis from energized minerals in your water. But we don't have minerals in our water, least of all energized minerals. And this is what the ionite can do for you. It can put this energy back in your body. And I won't get into all the reasons why I know that, but trust me, I've done a lot of research on energy, and I've also figured out a way to actually enhance or increase the energy of the ionite. It's so powerful that we believe in the very near future we're going to have testing to show that even holding a bottle of ionite in your hand can affect your blood. That's powerful energy. But again, it doesn't replace the aqualite. It doesn't have the same effect on the water molecules that the aqualite has. And you need both. You need the very best water you could possibly drink, and you need to have these organic complexes with energized minerals that should have been in your food, but it's not. And don't think if you eat organic food you're getting the minerals, because all that means is they were grown without chemicals. It doesn't mean the plants were grown in mineral-rich soil. So the ionite is probably the most unique product in the whole world. There really is nothing else like it. And to show our dedication to you that we do really want to help people, Kim and I turned down millions of dollars back in 1996 or 96. We turned down millions of dollars from a big German pharmaceutical company that wanted to buy the exclusive rights to it. And we found out they weren't interested in selling it. They wanted to keep it off the market. They had tested it, and they were afraid it would upset the market. This is what we have at Basic Reset. We have not only life-changing products, but we have products that are unique in all the world. And I think the ionite is probably the most unique product in all the world. So I hope that gives you an idea of why you need ionite and aqualite. You can take one or the other. If you can only buy one, as Randy said, I would even recommend that you get the ionite. But why should you settle for just half? Why not have the whole thing? Have the aqualite and ionite. It's not only affordable, but with very little effort, it's free. I've said before, I hope you're not still paying for these products. All you have to do is tell 3 people that purchase the same thing that you want, and you'll have earned the money to pay for yours and get them for free. So, Randy, I hope that wasn't too long of an explanation. I hope it made sense to some people. But that's a nutshell version of why the ionite is different than the aqualite.
Well, it absolutely made sense. And you know, it's really interesting is that I've tried to explain this to people. I thought I was explaining it the same way you were, but believe me, I didn't even come close to doing that because, I mean, people just didn't understand what I was saying. So I really appreciate you sharing with us what the difference is between the two, because it is confusing to people when they look at this thing and they say, well, gee, that's got the minerals in it, and the aqualite's got the minerals in it, and why wouldn't they do the same thing, And so you certainly cleared that up. But there's something else that, we've been kind of talking about this, and you've heard other people talking about it, and you mentioned something tonight that we have this blockbuster drink called Vibrant, and of course it's literally changing how people are reacting and how they're loving our company, and of course it's available in this canister form. But I know at one time you had talked about, we mentioned it, you and I visited about it many times, about making this thing available in a and instead of just a canister, of having in an individual sample pack type thing that we could pass out to people and let them sample it and try it and stuff like that. Is there any news on the horizon at all? I'm cornering you tonight now on the call. Is there any news at all on the horizon? When do you think we'll be able to get this stuff in an individual sample pack? I mean, can you share anything with us at all?
Randy, what if I told you you can order it no later than tomorrow morning?
You're kidding me, right?
Would that be a surprise to you? The only thing we're waiting on is for our web guy. We've been talking to him throughout the day, and he's trying to get the finished touches so that it'll be in the shopping cart in our catalog yet tonight. Now, at the very latest, it'll be tomorrow morning, but sometime between tonight and in the morning, the new single-serve Vibrant pouches are going to be available. Now, they're actually not filling the pouches at the factory until tomorrow. They're not going to be shipped out till probably Monday, Tuesday at the latest, which means it'll take a couple more days. We won't have them in our warehouse until probably Wednesday, Thursday at the latest. But for those of you on the call tonight, you've just got the news that this is going to be available for pre-launch ordering, and you can get yours reserved. It's going to go fast. We ordered a lot of it, but Randy, you and I talked about this. The day we bring out that sample pack, oh my gosh, people have been asking for that ever since January. And I apologize it's taken so long, but we wanted it to be right. We wanted to have the right kind of packaging. And we wanted to make sure that when we did launch it, it would be what everybody has been asking for. And I'm very excited to announce it's here. Not in our warehouse yet. It'll be there, as I said, by Wednesday, Thursday at the latest, but it's here. So if you want to go ahead and, just keep an eye on your email, because as soon as the web guy pushes the button, I'm going to send out an email announcing that this is available to order. So, again, later tonight or tomorrow morning, you'll be watching for that email, and you can order.
That is absolutely fabulous. I mean, listen, tonight in just a few minutes, I'm going to be announcing the winners of our 60-day Vibrant Challenge and their prizes. And this all happened with our canister. And I want folks to understand that the canister orders, by the way, don't slow down when the sample packs come out, because everybody orders the canisters for your own personal and in-home use, because the canister, because it comes in a bulk of the canister, it always costs a little bit less money than if you were to purchase it in the individual sample packs. But the sample packs are what you're going to use to pass out to people. That's what you're going to be used to. And by the way, I mean, we kind of set this up a little bit to have some fun with you tonight, where I said, Fred, when are we going to do this? But folks, a lot of companies that have these individual packs, you can't legally sell them because they say not for individual resale on them. Our pack is going to have the full nutrient panel on the package, which means it can be sold individually. If you, instead of giving them away, if you want to sell them for a couple bucks, I mean, really, you could set your own price, whatever you want to sell it for. I don't care if you get $5 for them. That's your business. But if you want to sell them to people, you certainly can. And so you can get your cost back out of it if you want to. But guys and gals, this is going to be amazing and what it's going to do for your business. Now, let me tell you something, just a little hint as to how this really works. For those of you that have worked with a company that has had these type of packets before, you fully are aware of what power that is, because you have these with you wherever you go. You can give somebody right then and there. I mean, listen, when I had these with a similar type of drink, should we say, not near as good as this one, but the best of what it was at the time, I used to go to Sam's Club and buy cases of water. You end up getting about 13 cents a bottle into each bottle of water when you buy them, or sometimes less. And I would carry those bottles of water with me in my car in a cooler. I didn't have them ice cold, but I had them refrigerator cold. And I would hand somebody a bottle of water in a sample pack, and I'd say, open that up and take a swig out of it or pour some out, and we'd put that powder in there, and I'd say, now, while we're talking, shake that up. And then when it's all shook up, then I want you to do is while we're talking for the next 10 or 15 minutes, I want you to drink that down. And folks, right in front of your eyes, you'll see a transformation takes place. Their eyes become vibrant. Their eyes become alive. And their whole demeanor changes. It's absolutely astounding, and they say, I don't know what this is, but I don't want to be without this again. And they'll ask you how to get it. Where do I get it? What store do I go to get this? I'm telling you, it's just absolutely astounding. So, Fred, thank you very much for bringing those things to the market, because I'm here to tell you, if people thought they had a business before with Vibrant, they're sadly mistaken as to what's going to happen. And I appreciate you making that announcement tonight, and thanking you so much for doing all that you and Kim, both you and Kim, are what you do to bring the rewards and the changes these products have made in people's lives to us. And from the bottom of my heart and the bottom of the hearts of the people listening that don't have an opportunity to say something, we want you to understand that we feel that. Now, you didn't talk about the price at all of the product. What are these sample packs or individual sale packs? What are they going to run?
There's going to be 15 in a plastic bag, as you pointed out. They're fully labeled, and those 15 will be $22.45. It's going to be it comes out to be somewhere around 50 cents more per serving, but as you said, you have a tool now to share this with other people and give them a sample or sell them a sample. I tell you what, selling a sample actually has them investing in something that they start to appreciate is really worth something, because if you just give it to somebody, they may not see much value in it if you could just give it away. But the other thing I want... Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Finish. I'm sorry. I thought you were... Go ahead. Finish.
Yes, and because we have 15 in the package, we can put those in a smaller box than what we were able to do with the canister. Some people were questioning why we had an extra $2 charge for shipping when they purchased a canister of Vibrant. We didn't want to do that. But until we get real-time shipping or real weight shipping, our flat rate shipping just didn't allow us to send the Vibrant and come anywhere close to being at a break-even point for shipping costs. But with the individual packets in a plastic bag, we can squeeze, and we don't know until we actually get them in our hands how many of them we get in a small flat rate box, but we can at least get one 15-pouch bag into a small flat rate box, and that fits in with our flat rate shipping. So we don't have any extra shipping charges on the Vibrant individual packs. And so, Randy, I wanted to say, go ahead.
No, if somebody wants to order more than 15, then they'll just, when they put it into the cart, they'll just say, okay, well, I want to have 30, so they're just going to take the quantity and change it to 2, right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, all right. Okay. Go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
There was something that you said to me that I thought was just absolutely hilarious, and it's probably the best demonstration I ever heard of in all the years I've been in business. You mentioned that you were with a friend, and you were at a restaurant setting, and your friend, and this was a different product that, as you pointed out, wasn't as good as what we have now, but he had one of their sample packs, and he asked the waitress for a glass of water with no ice and a fork. And she kind of tilted her head sideways and questioned why would he want a glass of water with no ice and a fork. But she brought it to him, and she stood there as he opened up that pouch and poured the contents into that glass of water and stirred it up. And she said, "What is that?" And he said, "This is an energy drink, and I made it just for you," and handed it to her. She drank that drink as she walked away, and about 15 minutes later she came back and said, "How do I get more of that stuff? It's amazing." I thought that was one of the best ways of demonstrating a product I've ever heard of. So I wanted to share that with people to know this is something that's very powerful, and people get results pretty quickly, as you already know if you're a Vibrant user. If you're not a Vibrant user, you owe it to yourself to give it a try.
Well, I'm here to tell you, it's a fabulous product, Fred, and we're so glad that you brought it to the market, because it literally is changing the people's lives. And speaking of that, I'm going to make an announcement of the winners of the 60-day Vibrant Challenge. Now, if you guys remember, that challenge started on March 1st and ended May 1st, and we had asked you to send in a before picture showing what you look like. We really weren't so concerned about that, but we wanted to have you a picture of you standing on a scale so that we could see the weight visible. And then when the contest ended, we asked you to send us another picture standing on a scale showing the weight visible to show what weight you've lost. And so of that, we had 4 places. First place was a hotel stay for 3 days and 2 nights with $100 cash. And the winner of that is Mr. Mark Sizemore. And Mark lost a total of 26 pounds on the challenge. Now, I want you to think about this for a minute, folks. This is Vibrant, which is an energy drink. We do not market it necessarily as a weight loss drink, but it has some factors in it that will cause people to lose weight. Now, does everybody lose weight with it? No, unfortunately, everybody doesn't, but a tremendous amount of people do. Just by drinking this drink, Mark lost 26 pounds from March 1st till May 1st, and so he won 3 days, 2 nights certificate that he'll be getting in the mail, plus $100 in cash. The second place was $75 in cash, and that goes to Regina Akeley, right here from the state of Arkansas, and she lost 20 pounds drinking the Vibrant Energy drink. And congratulations to both of you, by the way. And third place was $50 in cash, and that goes to Carrie Mack Hayes. She lost 14.8 pounds. And the fourth place was a canister of Vibrant, and that went to Sandra Ziegler, who lost 12.4 pounds. And I want to congratulate each and every one of you for winning these prizes. Now, there's something you need to do. Sandra, your canister of Vibrant is already on the way to you. Mark Sizemore, if you guys are on the call tonight, if you're not, we'll be getting a hold of you. But if you're on the call tonight, for those of you that won cash, I need to have your PayPal email addresses. I need to have your PayPal email addresses so I can PayPal you the cash prize. So as soon as you get that to me, I'll be getting you the $100 cash, the $75, and the $50. So you can send the PayPal email addresses to me, to Randy Steen, at freecardnow@gmail.com. That's freecardnow@gmail.com. And as soon as I get those, I will be PayPaling you the cash prizes. So I want to thank you very much for participating, and for all of you. There's many other people who lost weight, by the way, but these were the top 4 for the first top 4 places. And there were some that were close, but they didn't quite make it. But there's a lot of people who lost weight. I want to congratulate all of you that participated in the program and lost weight. Continue drinking this drink, because you're going to find out that as time goes on, you'll lose even more, especially if you're the ones that are losing weight. In fact, we got somebody on this call tonight that you see her picture all over this crazy Facebook page that we have, and that's Kelly Gordon. Kelly has lost, I think about 50 pounds. I might be wrong on that. But it's amazing, the transformation. She has 4 or 5 pictures on there where you see her transformation of her body, and it's absolutely astounding. And so this stuff really works, folks. You got to try it. Well, Fred, I think we've pretty much got everything covered, right?
I think so. And Randy, I'm just astonished. You're announcing that the people participating in this contest, the top 4 people, were losing anywhere from a half a pound to nearly a pound a day. That's unheard of in the weight loss industry, and this isn't even a weight loss product.
Right.
That's exciting.
Right. Yeah, it is. It is, especially when you say exactly what you just said. It's not a weight loss product, but yet people are losing weight from it. No.
There are so many things about this product that were a complete surprise to us. I mean, it's just amazing.
Yeah. And we're going to experience more apples tomorrow. Pardon?
And it gives you energy.
Yes, it does, and it sure does, believe me. And I experience it all the time, and here's what's really cool about it. I had a guy call me the other day, and he said, he says, I'm a little concerned. I said, why? Well, this was in the evening. He called me. He said, I don't know what I was thinking, but he says, I mixed up one of them crazy drinks of yours, and he said it was about 6:30, 6:45 when I drank it. And I said, okay. He said, well, I'm concerned. I said, what are you concerned about? He says, I'm not going to go to sleep. I said, yes, you will. I said, you may not feel like laying down and going to sleep, but I guarantee you if you lay down in bed, you're going to drift off to sleep and sleep like a baby. He said, I don't know about that. So, quite frankly, I expected to get a phone call from him about 2 in the morning to let me know he was still awake. That's just kind of a guy he is. I never heard from him until the next day. And he called me and he says, how did you know that would happen? And I said, because it's the most unique drink in the world. It gives you all kinds of energy. You don't feel like going to sleep. You don't feel like laying down. But if you do, you'll drift off to sleep. It's not like these energy drinks that keep you wired. it just gives you this calm type of energy. It's absolutely fabulous. So, guys and gals, we've gone a whole hour on this call. Fred, I want to thank you very much for being on the call tonight, explaining how these products work, explaining why people need to have both, announcing the new Vibrant individual packets that will be for, you can be able to order them any time from the time this call ends till no later than tomorrow. You're going to get an email that says, guys and gals, go ahead and place your orders, start your engines, and be ready to go. And I want to thank everybody that was here on this call tonight. Congratulations again to all of the winners and of the contest, and your prizes will be coming out to you. And remember that every Thursday night we have these calls. There's a rare occasion where sometimes it doesn't happen, but that's a very rare. The last one we missed was the first time we've ever missed one. Otherwise, we'll always have them every Thursday night. Always come here with the guests because we want to help you build your business. That's what this is all about. And you'll get to hear from Fred and from sometimes we have testimonies on this call, although this isn't really a testimony call. This is a business call. This is a I don't want to say prospecting call, but this is a call to help promote, a business promoting call. That's what I'm looking for. And we want to help you build your business. So thank you all for being here. We'll see you next Thursday night. And remember this, wherever you go, there you are. You might as well make the most of it because I guarantee you nobody's going to do it for you. We'll see you all next Thursday. Have a great evening. Bye-bye.